Welcome to HU16 Live at 5. I'm Ethan Brazel, and here in the studio today, we are joined by a very special guest. We have Chief Hernandez of the Searcy Police Department joining us today. Chief Hernandez, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Excellent. We appreciate everything you do for our community, and we just very much appreciate it. Now, lots of different things going on in the Searcy community recently. We have a street closure over by the First United Methodist Church. It was announced that Market Avenue closure from Locust Street to Main Street. We've seen that closure taken out. What is the police department's perspective on that road being closed, and how are y'all going to handle that?
It's not going to have a huge effect on the police department. As I said in the city council meeting last night, we have smaller cars. When we can get out on foot, if there's an emergency in between the buildings, it's not going to have much of an effect on us. The one thing I do like, though, is back when the streets were opened, we would put barricades up, or we had barricades out there, and the church would actually put them up for the kids to cross back and forth, on Wednesday nights or whenever they were crossing, and people would go around those barricades. So with the street closure, that does make the kids, the fact that they're crossing the street, they're a lot safer. So definitely we're happy about that.
That is good. That is good. You mentioned the meeting that took place last night. We know from that meeting that there was a vote that happened. There was a unanimous vote about panhandling signs being put up. Could you go into detail of what exactly that vote entailed? Because I know there's been a lot of talk surrounding these panhandling signs.
Correct. So what the city council approved was for us to use signs, the city to use signs that are actually going to be donated privately to put on city post, and that's what the vote was for. Basically, these signs are going to encourage people, instead of giving money to people that are panhandling, that you may not know what they're doing with the money, to give it to somebody like a local organization that helps out homeless people. We would encourage people to do that instead of giving to somebody who may actually not even need the money.
And so you're just allowed to put those signs up?
Correct. Yes,
okay.
That's what the vote was for last night.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Sometimes those things can be a little confusing about what it means. And then finally, last night here on the Harding campus, we all got notifications that there was an armed robbery that took place last night. We know that's been handed over to the Searcy Police Department. Do you have any details, any insight on what was going on last night?
What we do know is a pizza delivery driver was delivering to an address. Later found out that was a fake number, and the person that lived at that address did not order the pizza. But when the driver got there, a black male that was described as around 6'3", was kind of waiting in the shadows, had a gun, and just told the driver that he didn't want to hurt him, but to drop his money on the ground. And of course, the driver complied. The suspect then got the money and left the area.
Thank you for the clarification on that. I know we all get notifications when something happens like that on Harding's campus, so thank you for your clarification on that. Well, Chief Hernandez, thank you so much for joining us today and offering your insight, and thank you so much for what you do for the community of Searcy.
All right, thank you.